So why did you choose real estate sales?
Okay. Good question. So, my previous business, I was selling merchandise on Amazon, and I was having a hard time with it. And I was basically, at like a crossroads on what I wanted to do going forward. I didn't think that the Amazon thing had a future. And I looked at buying a business was one of the things that I was close to doing. And I wasn't sure what to do. And I always had an interest in real estate. But I never gave it my full time, full effort. So I've read books and, stuff like that. And I actually purchased a couple of properties a few years back as an investment. But I always dabbled, and, I always had interest in it. And I know that, you can make a decent living from it. So I started researching things on real estate, and I came across your company, and I was intrigued by, first of all, not having to put up money, because I didn't want to, I've invested money in businesses and things in the past, and although this was an investment, but it wasn't as, it was more on the lower end, compared to the other things that I was looking at.
Right.
And the upside I felt was significant. So that was really, and then I checked into the company, and I heard wonderful things. So I decided to take the plunge.
Awesome. So the coaches, the mentors, do you believe that the coaching itself, the mentorship, has lived up to your expectations from the beginning?
Yeah, I would actually say that it's probably exceeded my expectations. Like, I felt like, it's a good thing to have. If I need it, I'll use it, whatever. I didn't realize like how dependent I have become on the coaching. I felt like I'll go through the training. Okay, I'll go through the training, and then I'll know it, and then I'll just do the business. But then, quickly I realized that I'll tell you, I wouldn't continue. I wouldn't be in the business. I wouldn't still be in the business if not for the coaching. To me, it is a vital piece. The most important piece that of the program is the coaching. I don't think I can do it. I know for sure. There's no way I can do it without a coach to be able to call questions. How do I handle this? How do I handle that? So it's yeah. Good. Like I said, the most important piece.
Good. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later in a little more depth.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about the leads. I know that you've been through some leads.
Yep.
You've got quite a bit of other things that you're working on. But how important is the leads to your success?
Yeah. So the leads is where it all starts. You need a like, where do I go? Like, you need a map. Like, in other words, so this is like step one. Who do I reach out to try to find properties that people are looking to sell at a discount? And right. The leads is where you got to go to get that information.
Right.
There's other things that you can do after that, but that's
right.
Step one.
But without those leads, it's hard, and consistently working those leads, exactly. It's hard to succeed in this business.
Exactly.
Yeah. How important do you think it is for your investor to be, your coach, mentor to be an investor himself or herself? How important do you think that is, not only to your decision, but now that you're in it, how important is it to you?
Yeah, you definitely want to be talking to somebody who has gone through the obstacles that you're going through. Has been there, has done it, knows what to say, how to say it, when to say it. It's vital. If you get somebody who has just read a couple of books, and it sounds nice, it's not going to have the same effect as somebody who's actually lived it. And
right.
For sure,
in the trenches with you, right?
Exactly.
Side by side.
Yep, for
Always
sure.
telling you that we're in this together.
Yes.
We're a team.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you were given the tools you needed?
Yes, for sure. Like I said, I have, the training, um, and then at the beginning, the coach just to get your feet wet, get your feet going, you know, guiding you on what to do, and then, although to be honest with you, for the last few months, I haven't looked at the training, but that's where the coach I feel takes
Right.
over, and is basically in the trenches with me, telling me, okay, now at this point, say this, do that. So
Right.
that's where the coach comes in. The beginning was the training just to get me understand, what we're doing. And then the coach now, I feel, takes over and takes it to the next level.
Right. There's enough moving parts. It's important to have, your mentor that's
Yep.
been through it and can help direct. Right. So you started sending letters. How long after you started sending letters did you start getting phone calls?
Yeah, it was interesting. I remember at the beginning I sent letters. I think it was like the first week, and like I got maybe one or two calls, like nothing. I was like panicked, like, oh my gosh, what's? And my coach told me just follow the process, and I did, and he was right. So I would say I started to get. I would say after a couple of weeks, maybe 2, 3 weeks, I start like you started to get calls, which was very exciting to me.
Consistently getting calls. And
Yes.
it's consistently farming or using those leads that are provided and consistently following up that will help with that success and keeping that momentum going.
Yep,
Right.
for sure. You got to be consistent. Got to be consistent.
Right.
Yeah, if somebody is disciplined, if they're disciplined, you can do this. You can do this part time and be very successful at it. Doesn't have to be a full time thing. For me, my personality, I felt like I had to do it full time, but it can be done. A couple hours a day. I think it's fine.
With the track to run on that we've got
Hmm.
and the mentorship, do you think anybody could do this?
Yeah, I think anybody can do this. I think that to be successful, you have to really want to do it. In other words, anybody can do it, but you have to have the drive to do it.